Hello and welcome, race fans, to the Output Racing League playoffs, round number two, race number one of round two. This is the Autism Awareness 150 here from the Las Vegas Motor City, Motor Speedway. Sorry, why did I say Motor City? I don't know. My brain's not engaged today. I haven't even had a coffee yet. Slept in. Anyway, there is quite a bit of action on track, as you can see. Plenty of cars going around this amazing mile-and-a-half track. I say amazing because been stuck in all these short tracks and road courses for so long, and Darlington, whatever the hell Darlington is, and we're finally just back at a mile-and-a-half track, and it feels good. As you see there, Chris Champo actually getting a little bit loose coming out of turn four there. That's something these drivers are going to have to contend with. The setup is such as that it is conducive to getting loose mid-corner. Then, after the tyres wear off a bit, then you also got the exit of the corners to worry about with everyone getting super tight. So it's going to make for a very interesting set of circumstances here. Moment, Christian Budd, top of the timetables with a 29.599. Michael Sturgill currently P2. Got John Lozelle sitting there in third, and Darren Sanchez fourth, Travis Massey of fifth. There's quite a bit of average top five there. Sanchez out of nowhere. At the moment, between first and 21st is 0.665 of a second. My time does not count. And it looks like most drivers are in the pits preparing for a pit party. John Lozelle preparing to just do laps. As now he comes in to get ready to party, I guess. It looks like Sanchez is going to be starting it on the pole with the 50-year Christian Budd on his outside. Jonathan Bell and Michael Sturgill up there, playing two with Matt Burgess and Chris Champo. So Sanchez has got to remove the green trimming from his car. We're off and racing. No, Sanchez did make it through, didn't he? Just. Sanchez at the moment in the lead of it. But here comes Christian Budd on that outside line. Darren just couldn't quite hold him off. Got one loose in the background there. That was the 48 of Andrew Perkins. Oh, Christian Budd up into the wall. Off the quarter panel of Jaron. Got another one spinning there in the background, causing some big crash there. I think there was a 5 of Penticup that went around. And indeed it was. Got Nita Helm and the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez as well. Oh, and around goes Matt Burgess. Like he got doored from the other driver there. The other driver being Thomas Harmon. Looks like Jonathan Bell taking the lead of the pit party. Oh, it's Chris Champeau getting a little bit loose there. And just to save it. Pretty wide for a brief second there along the back straight. Always sketchy. Oh, loose is the 60. Kyle Kraus in the 60, getting loose there. He managed to recover it though, that was well done. Looks like Sanchez trying to make another charge towards the front. Jumping on the back of Sturgill. Oh, Sturgill got loose on the low side, which has made Sanchez loose. Waterworth crashing in the background. All's crazy. I am willing to sign off this one as Jonathan Bell, winner of the pit party. It was a good thing I said Jonathan Bell was the winner when I did, because now he's lost all of his speed, dropping down towards the back of the pack. Got eyes on the 2 of Chris Champeau at the moment. Now back up to the 13 of Travis Nassia. He gets some door-to-door contact there with the 90 of Michael Sturgill. 3 wide. Dropping down to the back goes Sturgill as they keep going with 3 wide. Matt Burgess trying to make his way up the inside. That was too much for Travis to handle. He's going to drop back. like we're going to have some good racing here at Las Vegas this week. Everyone packs up, Super Speedway racing on the mile-and-a-half track. One small mistake and it could be disaster for everyone. To 21 there, Brian Chandler's coming through with a slide job on Jonathan Hernandez. Like he was going to try and go for the same on Chris Champo, but thought better of it. Here comes Pizzicami now to the inside of Champo. And the 88 there getting loose. That is Jonathan Hernandez, the actual 88. Jonathan Bell's gone around, looks like he took the ball. Oh, Thomas Harmon trying to force the 3 wide. Got into Kyle Kraus. Put himself and the 13 of Massio around, and Jonathan Hernandez straight up the arse of Travis Massio there. Let's see what the cars sound like without me talking for a quick second here. Looks like drivers have organised another pit party. "11 minutes left in the practice session before we go qualifying." And they're off and racing. We're just going to focus on crashes the whole time, see what we can see. Currently focused on Jaron Sanchez. Now on John Lazelle. goes the 28 of Zach Floyd. Oh, to the inside wall. He didn't get to save it. Going to be all by his lonesome. Oh! And we've got the big one on the front straight. Everyone is in it. Let's see what happened here, because I even saw that the 50 car was in that Christian Bud. Their contact. Oh, there was contact between the 50 and the 27. Now 3 wide. And but right there, Jonathan Bell just gets loose. Comes down into the right rear of Christian Bud. That's unsettled Christian Bud just enough that it's put him around. And look at that chaos. Damn. But they're going to line up for another pit party. The 22 of Gary Waterworth still on track. 22 in the standings, the 12 on track. You're going to be focusing on crashes. They're off and racing again. Three wide already towards the back. Three wide in the middle. Oh, contact between Frank Isaacson and Jonathan Bell. Oh, Travis Massia's gone around. The guys at the back nowhere to go. That was the 5 of Mark Penticuff and the 66 of Sam Niederhelm. So who else was involved in that one? Oh, more drama on the front straight. There's a 90 of Michael Sturgill, 48 of Andrew Perkins, a 60 of Kyle Kraus, 27 of Jonathan Bell. as we have 4 minutes left in the practice session now. Oh, loose is the 36 of Michael Watkins. Oh, Sanchez. That was weird. Don't forget, this is the first round of the round of 12. Don't know who your playoff contenders are still. It is the 50 of Christian Budd, the 38 of Thomas Harmon, 28 of Zach Floyd, the 90 of Michael Sturgill, 21 of Brian Chambliss, the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez, the 6 of Evan Rice, the 1 of Brandon Bennett, the 12 of Matt Burgess, the 2 of Chris Champeau, the 13 of Travis Massia, and the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. Those are the 12 combatants. Alright guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here. When we come back, qualifying will have just ended and we're going to see how the order will shape up for the Autism Awareness 150 right here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, we are back. Qualifying has been sorted, and it's time for us to go through the field, see where everyone's landed. The Christian Bud will be starting off the pole. On his outside will be the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. We're going to have the 23 of John Lozelle out of third, 48 of Andrew Perkins in fourth. We're going to have the 60 of Kyle Kraus on the inside of row three, and on his outside will be the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Got the 6 of Evan Rice in a very nice looking brand new paint scheme. His outside in eighth will be Michael Sturgill. We've got the 2 of Chris Champeau starting out of ninth. On his outside will be Zach Floyd in the 28th. And we're going to have Travis Maciar out of 11th, James Sanchez 12th, 21 of Ryan Chambliss out of 13th, with 12 of Matt Burgess out of 14th. The 12 on track, but the 22 in the standings are Gary Waterworth will be out of 15th, with the 36 of Michael Watkins being out of 16th. The Ryan Pizzakemi out of 17th. We've got Frank Isaacson out of 18th. Jonathan Bell out of 19th, with Sam Niederhelm out of 20th. Mark Pentecoff at 21st. Matt Horton out of 22nd. Brandon Bennett out of 23rd. And it looks like Corey Williamson was scheduled to start from 24th, but unable to take the grid for some unknown reason. He didn't pass tech. Go, guys. It's the Autism Awareness 150 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pace car is in. We're going on green in the first start. All the restarts will be on the leader.
Go.
Green flag is out, and we are off and racing. And already there is a little bit of bumping and grinding going on, but the 50 of Christian Budd has taken the lead. And it's starting to pull away with John Lozelle following him through. Strength of field out of the 24 cars racing plus myself is a 27-22, so it's a very stout strength of field here today. Christian Budd leading away from John Lozelle. Got Jonathan Hernandez in third, trying to look to take second place away. Evan Rice sitting there in fourth, Kyle Kraus in fifth. Although maybe not for long, because here comes the 2 of Chris Champeau looking to take that fifth away from Kyle Kraus. He went very wide there in 1 and 2. I think he was going to be able to hold it on, but the momentum that he gained was amazing out there. It looks like that battle has been sorted. So we do have a battle for second now between the 88 and the 23. In fact, Jonathan Hernandez made very easy work of that. Now the 6 of Evan Rice trying to take away third from the 23 of Lozelle. Lozelle holding on with the momentum on the outside line for the moment. You can see a couple of battles throughout the field, but we're focusing on this one because it's the closest towards the front, and Lozelle loses out on that battle as well. Now he's got the 60 Kyle Kraus behind him, but he's not going to be much of a bother, as we possibly might have a battle for the lead here in a second. Hernandez trying to look for a way around. You see the cars moving around as they're going through the corners. Very hard to control at the moment. Cars are on the edge of spinning out of control for the majority of the run. Now to the inside goes Jonathan Hernandez to try and take away the lead. Christian Budd not fighting it, allows it to happen. That actually allowed Lozelle to have a look up the inside of Evan Rice, but he didn't get it because Evan Rice has now made a move on Christian Budd for second. things changing at the drop of a hat. And here comes Chris Champeau now looking to try and take away that 5th position again. The inside of Kyle Kraus. Kyle Kraus, so very tenacious on that outside line, not wanting to give it up that easily. But he's going to lose out by not having a draft. There is no one up there to help him draft his way back through. Now, Chris Champeau not just going to settle for 5th, looking for 4th on the inside of Lizelle. And Lizelle was a much easier battle than Kyle Kraus was. And now, Lizelle getting so close to Chris Champeau in the corner that it got him a little bit loose. Took the air off his spoiler. Now he's going to try and take advantage of it. Kyle Kraus is still tucked in behind the two of Chris Champeau as well. As this is quite the enthralling battle here for 4th. But it looks like Chris Champeau is going to take it with authority. Now the battle is for 5th between the 60 and the 23. And now the 38 of Thomas Harmon as well, trying to stick his nose into this little battle. Doesn't look like Thomas Harmon able to get through any of it, dropping back into the 7th position there. And the battle is on for 3rd again. In fact, it's on for 2nd. Christian Budd looking to the inside of Evan Rice. Evan not willing to let that happen. Evan also not running the lime green trim like everyone else who was in the chase. And that little battle has allowed everyone else to catch up. Look at Chris Champeau go on that outside line. He's got John Lizelle lined up right behind him, trying to will him past the 50 of Christian Budd. Christian not having an overly great race here at the moment. Was in the lead and he's just been shuffled back, almost shuffled back more. As Lizelle trying to sneak up the inside of Chris Champeau now on the back of Christian Budd. And we have a battle for the lead. 6 of Evan Rice to the inside of Jonathan Hernandez. And he makes that move work very easily. So too does Chris Champeau, who has taken over the 3rd place. I told you this was going to be pack racing on the 1.5 miles, and I wasn't wrong. Christian Budd back there in P6 after just being overtaken by the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Chris Champeau overtakes 2nd place to squeeze his way in front of Jonathan Hernandez. Hernandez almost trying to fight back on a slightly higher line. Thinks better of it. Some close, hard, fast racing right now. Guys are all still in the high 30s for lap times. It's incredible because the fall off around here can be massive. But that's just the power of the draft. There's now Jonathan Hernandez looking to the outside of Chris Champeau to take the second place back. And he does so, but not convincingly, because Chris Champeau fighting back on the inside line. Evan Rice trying to play all the lanes, not give the advantage to one or the other. Chris Champeau might have a little bit of help here from Thomas Harmon. No, Thomas just squeezing up there into the outside line just in front of Carl Kraus. And then gets forced wide by Chris Champeau, who doesn't want to give up that draft from the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. And it looks like now Chris Champeau is going to be the one falling down the order a little bit. Thomas Harmon has worked his way into the third position. Chris Champeau slots into that fourth spot. And here comes the 88 Hernandez as we got one getting sideways there in the back. I think that was John Lazelle. It was. He just caught the wall there ever so slightly. This has put him back into the 14th position. Go back up to the front of the pack. Jonathan Hernandez has retaken the lead. Little update on Michael Sturgill. Started in 8th, but he dropped to the back of the pack at the start. And he's worked his way back up to 11th. And he's only 1.7 seconds off the lead. As now Evan Rice back to the inside of Jonathan Hernandez. Gets the move back on Hernandez to take the lead. And the two of Chris Champeau not looking very comfortable in that car right now. A little bit of all over the place as we got a pack forming behind him. Trying to keep an eye on this little battle for the lead. Guys are swapping it every couple laps or so. See Michael Sturgill there in the background. He's sitting in 10th. He's one of the main championship protagonists. As now the 88 Jonathan Hernandez under threat from the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Thomas into second. Oh, as I think that was Waterworth. It was the 22 of Waterworth. Just getting into the wall there on the exit of turn 2. That was almost disastrous. But that has allowed the top 4 to pull away now. Now to the outside goes Evan Rice to try and fend off the charge from Thomas Harmon in the 38 car. Looks like the 88 Jonathan Hernandez almost wanting to make that 3 wide. Thought better of it. Now Hernandez working the outside line with Evan Rice. Here comes Christian Budd again. Bud's worked his way back up towards the front. There is Brian Chambliss as well. He's up in the front pack for the first time. Sturgill's made his way into 7th. He's just behind this pack. The cream is rising to the top. You can see all of them with the green trimming on the cars. And we can just play pretend and imagine that the 6th car has the green trimming on his car as well. Now here comes Jonathan Hernandez looking to the outside of the 38 of Thomas Harmon. And he's going to take 2nd place back. Jonathan Bell also having a little bit of resurgence of speed in 8th. We have an 8-car leading pack right now. Couple of stragglers just in there behind, trying to keep up. Hernandez has gone all the way back into the lead of this race, trying to take the 2 of Chris Champeau with him. Evan Rice getting a really good run on the low side there of 3 and 4. Street actually pulling away from the rest of the pack a little bit. Not going to mean much in the grand scheme of things because they are still within draft range. Evan Rice maintains the lead. Chris Champeau now taking 2nd place, back away from Jonathan Hernandez. And here comes Michael Sturgill trying to take away 4th. Brian Chambliss is up into the top 3 for the first time. That is Sturgill clean and clear into P4 now. Hernandez dropping down to 5th. See there, the Christian Budd P6. As Chambliss now looking to take away 2nd from Chris Champeau, sorry, and he does do so. But it was very close quarters there. Champeau back to the inside of Chambliss in 3 and 4. Chambliss hold it on the outside line. He can at the line. Christian Budd cutting front straight there tremendously. Gains a lot of speed running over the apron there. Got a couple of cars coming into the pits, the 38 and the 24. First cars to pit on lap 35. Starting to see some green flag stops taking place. Get about 39, 40 laps out of a tank of gas. All depends on how much you save. 27 of Jonathan Bell, sorry, going into pits now. Oh, look like Chambliss just about bounced off the wall there, coming out of turn 2. Tire wear definitely becoming a factor. As now Michael Sturgill makes his way into the pits. And he's got a lot of takers going in with him. I see the 48 and the 22. But who else went in there with him? I think that was the 23 of Lazelle. And to the inside of Evan Rice looks Brian Chambliss. And he's there. Is this a fake out? No, it's not. He's going for the lead. For the first time in this race, the 21 car is leading officially. We have a few more cars coming in. I see Hernandez, Travis Masia, and Brandon Bennett in the pits. As Evan Rice trying to fight back on the outside line in 1 and 2. And he does so this time. And Chambliss is going to come into the pits this time. Nice controlled pit entry. 78 of Pizzacemi goes in with him. And the effective leader right now is Jonathan Hernandez. In fact, it's Thomas Harmon, 13th. Two of Chris Champeau works to the inside of Evan Rice to try and take the lead away. 50 and the 36 have gone into the pits. Christian Budd and Michael Watkins. Chris unable to make that move stick. And it looks like Evan Rice coming in this time. Ethical lap 40. 12 of Matt Burgess is in. The 5 of Mark Pentecup is in. We have just 3 cars who are yet to pit. In fact, 4 cars who are yet to pit. Chris Champeau, Kyle Kraus, Sam Niederhelm, and Jaron Sanchez. This time Chris Champeau comes in. Oh, the 60 wasn't ready. But he's going to take it away. Take the position away on the way into the pits. Sam Niederhelm comes in as well. So too does Jaron Sanchez. But we're going to go and watch the adjusted leader, the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Let's see where he comes out. And it is indeed going to be Harmon in the lead. Jonathan Bell just tapping the wall a little bit there on the exit of 2. Pushing everything he can right now. His drivers will have to make at least one more stop. As now Jonathan Bell goes to take the lead away from Thomas Harmon. And he does so. We also got the 90 of Michael Sturgill right there and the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. Thomas Harmon just falls in behind all of them. So top four all pitted on different laps. Having a look, Thomas Harmon pitted lap 34, Jonathan Bell 35, Sturgill 36, and Hernandez 37. Even though they all pitted different laps, there's not much between them. Don Lozelle sitting in fifth, but he has just been passed by Christian Budd. Evan Rice down in seventh, but 2.5 seconds to the leading pack. Looks like Thomas Harmon dropping off this pack a little bit. He's burning his tyres up slightly, trying to gain a little bit of an advantage. And here comes Sturgill to hit the lead for the first time in this race. See if he can do it as they're coming up to the lap car, the 28 of Zach Floyd. He is almost going to be the first car one lap down. Zach has not been having a great race this time out. I do believe Sturgill was the leader of that lap, and Floyd getting well and truly out of the way for the leaders. Jonathan Bell still trying to fight hard on that outside line. Doesn't want to give it up. Oh, Sturgill caught the apron a little bit there, got a little bit loose. And I think Jonathan Bell led that lap. Now we had the big pack race again on in earnest. 7-car pack. Evan Rice is trying to carve his way through all of it. Being the guy on the freshest tires. He's already worked his way into third. Sturgill just falling back in this pack a little bit. Christian Budd is back in the lead. And as I said, he's got that hard charging Evan Rice right there behind him. But what's amazing is that out of this top 7, no one pitted lap 38. We've got 34, we've got 35, a couple of 36s, 37, 39, and a 40. No 38. Look at Evan Rice on the outside of Christian Budd. He only has 1 lap fresher tyres than Budd as we now reach the halfway stage. 50 laps down, 50 laps to go. And the earliest these guys can pit and make it, lap 60. As Evan Rice hits the front of the pack again. Going to be interesting to see how the tyre wall will unfold in the last stint of this race if we go green the whole way. It'll also be interesting to see how caution will take things out. But for the moment, now that we've reached the halfway mark, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Come back. We'll be continuing on till the next green flag pit stop, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And we are back live and exclusive here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel for the Autism Awareness 150 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Evan Rice still leading the way. Everything's kind of strung out here now. It's Evan Rice, Christian Budd, Jonathan Hernandez, Michael Sturgill in fourth, Jonathan Bell in fifth, with John Lazelle there in P6. Ryan Chambliss dropped all the way back to seventh. Thomas Harmon back in eighth. Ninth is going to be the two of Christian Poe. 10th, 13 of Travis Massia. That is the way the tire strategy game has played out at the moment. Everything's all single file now. We only have one car a lap down, and that is the 28 of Zach Floyd. We have Corey Williamson, who not make the grid. Post-qualifying inspection came up with an illegal part, and they were not allowed to take part in this race. But the story is about this battle for the lead right now. Evan Rice holding off Christian Budd. Do have to make at least one more green flag pit stop to make it to the end. In fact, just one more pit stop, full stop, whether it's under green or not. 41 laps to go. And now with 40 laps to go, the pit window has opened. This is the earliest you can stop and make it to the end. Christian Budd looking desperately for a way around Evan Rice at the moment. Hell, he's looking for it because he's running a slightly different line. Each and every single corner, just running a slightly different line. Trying to see if he can find a little bit of an advantage over that 6 car. Because if you want to beat the best, you've got to run alternate lines to see what works. They may be on the best line for them, but that might not be the best line for you. See there, Evan Rice running very high up. Christian Budd running about the mid lane there, and he gained so much time on that 6 car. Still running similar lines in 3 and 4 though. Doesn't look like there's actually too terribly much going on the track right now. One thing that is happening is Jonathan Hernandez and starting to catch our two leaders ever so slightly as we start with the second round of pit stops now. 24 Frank Isaacson, the first car to blink on lap 66, comes in. Let's see if we get any other takers here. So there's a couple of ways that you could play this. Pit early and try and get the undercut with the fresher tires, or you can pit late and have the fresh tires at the end of the race, as now the 50 car of Christian Budd diving to the inside of Evan Rice in 1 and 2. And he's not going to be able to get the move made. Can't even keep his nose up there. Evan Rice maintains the lead in 3 and 4. Now the 4, Jaron Sanchez, pulls into the pits. There. Hernandez isn't alone. He has the 21 of Brian Chambliss with him. Chambliss actually looking to the inside of Hernandez right now in 1 and 2. Gets that move made, puts himself up into 3rd. Evan Rice running very high here in 1 and 2. Looking for the momentum. Christian Budd is on his inside though. He's going to maintain that inside line going into 3 and 4. That's going to be the advantage he wants. But he's coming into the pits. Christian Budd, first of the leaders to blink. A lot of cars coming in on the same lap. Gonna go back to looking at Evan Rice though. One of these guys gonna blink and start coming into the pits. But Chambliss blinked. He's in the pits. That's just all Evan Rice and Hernandez here at the front. The 60 and the 1 are in the pits as well. Have only 7 cars on the lead lap, so 7 cars to get to pit. In fact, make that 6 cars now. As it all changes all over again. We have 4 cars on the lead lap. It's Evan Rice, Hernandez, Burgess, and Waterworth. And none of them pitted this time. Four cars to get to pit in this race. Trying to stretch it out as long as they can, have the fresher tires for the end of the run. Waiting to see who our effective leader is. I think our effective leader is actually the 90 of Michael Sturgill. As this time Hernandez is coming into the pits. It's left Evan Rice out all by himself. Evan Rice comes into the pits this time. This will hand the lead to the 12 of Matt Burgess if he doesn't pit. And he doesn't. Stays out. "22 of Waterworth pits. Matt Burgess stays out again. Burgess last pitted lap 40, so he can go all the way to lap 80. Christian Budd is the effective leader right now, as Matt Burgess starts to experiment with the alternate dimensions. Matt Burgess definitely looking to have the fresher tyres for late in the run. See how much this will pay off for him. He wasn't really anywhere towards the front this stint. So it'll make things a little bit interesting. Try and have a look at where Evan Rice is. As now, Matt Burgess does pit. Evan Rice all the way down in P11. So you can say effectively that's P10. We're going to go have a look at who is our corrected leader, which is the 50 of Christian Budd. Michael Sturgill there in P2 as they put a lap on Jaron Sanchez. 48 of Andrew Perkins just comes out of the pits. Of Zach Floyd in the pits as well. But that wraps up the second round of green flag pit stops. With 20 to go, we're going to go to a final commercial break here for the race. When we come back, we're going all the way through to the checkered flag, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And we are back again, live and exclusive here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel for the Autism Awareness 150 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Christian Budd in the lead of this race. The one that we're going to be following, though, is going to be the 6 of Evan Rice. He has worked his way all the way back up to 4th position. He has the freshest tyres of everyone in the field. He's only 3.0 seconds off the lead. Gonna have to deal with Jonathan Bell first and a little bit of lap traffic, but he is on a charge on his way up to Christian Budd, who is in the lead. We have 14 and a half laps left to run in this race. And the 12 here, it's actually the 22 of Gary Waterworth. Going to be the first car one lap down in 17th. It's also going to be the last lap car that Christian Budd is going to encounter for a while. Next car on track that he has in front of him is the 12 of Matt Burgess, who is on the freshest tyres of the entire field. Evan Rice hasn't made his way into 30. He's only 1.6 seconds off the lead now. That gap is closing every single lap. There he is right there. Have a look out of his gyro cam to have a look at how far it is. See there, he has visual on Michael Sturgill and Christian Budd. Oh, the 2 lap cars going to balk him here a little bit. Go back to the outside view. Waterworth in the 22 giving up the position easily. The 5 of Pentecup as well. He doesn't fight him. Now it's a straight up battle between the top 3. No lap cars in the way. All they have is each other. Jonathan Hernandez has also made his way up into 4th in front of Jonathan Bell. 10 laps left to run in this race. Evan Rice to the inside of Michael Sturgill to take away 2nd, and he does so with ease. We also have the 48 making his way through the field again, Andrew Perkins. He is a couple laps down. And he might actually interject himself into this leading battle and cause some havoc. Perkins currently sitting 22nd in the standings. He makes his way around the 90 of Michael Sturgill. Perkins almost wasn't going to participate in this race. Thought he was going to be too much of a wrecking ball, but he decided better of it and racing here today. Although if I were him, I'd get in behind the 6 and try and help him to beat Christian Budd. That's not going to be the way it's going to happen, though. And all this is going to do is be a little bit of a distraction for Evan Rice, who will be absolutely spitting chips that he couldn't get to the low line there in 3 and 4. And it looks like Andrew's going to put himself down there again. So again, oh, this time Evan does make it to the low line. Andrew's got to stop trying to battle the leaders and try and help the 6. 5 laps left to run in this race. Andrew blinked out there for a second, experimenting with the alternate dimensions. And it looks like the tyres have equalised out here between Evan and Christian. So the fight could be closer than we think. 4 laps to go. Who is going to take it? Just remember, we still have Sturgill right there in 3rd. Even though he is locked in a battle with Andrew Perkins for track position. And I think Sturgill's chances just left town. 3 laps left to run in this race. Perkins really playing a protagonist right now. Jonathan Hernandez is actually on the back of this pack as well. He's just sitting there pretty behind Waterworth. Two laps left to run in this race. It's all or nothing time for Evan Rice. This is the closest that he's been to Christian Budd in this stint. Christian, one of the hardest cars to pass. White flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. And if Evan's going to get the win, he's got to do it in 3 and 4 this time around. He runs a little bit higher, trying to gain a little bit more momentum over Christian Budd. Comes into 3 and 4, and he's not going to do it. He is not going to be able to make it. As they come out of turn 4 for the final time, your winner here for the Autism Awareness 150. Going to be the 50 car of Christian Budd. Evan Rice P2 and Michael Sturgill in 3rd. Jonathan Hernandez. Actually, no. What? We just lost Evan Rice. He did cross the line in 2nd. Gonna make sure he's officially scored as 2nd place. Because my software keeps changing. Yeah, he is officially P2. So, Christian Budd 1st, Evan Rice 2nd, Michael Sturgill 3rd, Jonathan Hernandez officially 4th, with Jonathan Bell in 5th. As we see, Christian Budd really happy with that win, burning it down already. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, start having driver interviews. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, it is time for us to talk about our hard charger. And today's Speedway Memes Hard Charger Award winner is the 27 of Jonathan Bell, starting from 19th and finishing in 5th. Jonathan, an excellent race from you, man. Even though you started so deep in the pack, you found your way towards the front fairly early on, and the pit stop cycles and the green flag runs definitely helped out here today. What was the race like for you, and what was it like trying to pass all those cars?
Yeah, it was fun. The In the beginning, it was really just kind of feeling out what people were gonna do, and just I think that let me save some tires early on. And some of the leaders towards the end of that cycle, I started gaining on the leaders because I think Champa was leading that race and a couple other guys, and I started reeling them in. So I think sitting in the pack, just being patient, really helped me save tires and get through those guys. And I knew that cycles were going to start, so I figured I'd try to undercut by one lap and gain a few extra seconds on the guys, and then it ended up working out. And I just did it when Sergio came in for that second time. I figured I'd just follow him just so we could have some draft pool, and it ended up working. No, had some issues with no force feedback from my wheel, but I was able to hold on to it and just kind of just ride. And once everything got spread out after that first cycle, once everything got spread out, it was just smooth sailing.
It definitely looked like some pretty smooth sailing for yourself there, especially finishing in the top five with no force feedback. That is incredible. And must have been quite an adjustment for you trying to adjust to not having the force feedback on your car.
Yeah, it's funny because it almost felt like it was making me faster. It didn't feel like I was having to fight the wheels so much. It almost like it was I was able to be a lot smoother. But the only issues times I ran into is when the car did get a little bit loose. It was hard to catch it early, so I'd get real sideways at the end and then have to catch it. But other than that, that only happened a couple times. So it was actually pretty smooth once, like I said, once everything got spread out and I was able to just ride my line.
Now let's talk about just the race as a whole here. It's very difficult to pass track when the tires wear out. So what was it like for you trying to fight your way through when you were battling for position?
It As the track cools off, it kind of gets a little tight in the middle of the entry or middle of the corner. So, but early on, it was really difficult because it was slick. Little track was a little bit warmer, and we were so packed up. But once you just kind of, if you just lay back and save your tires just a little bit, not full throttle, because it's easy just to go full throttle around here. And if you could, especially when the track starts to cool off and you get more grip, if you just lay off a little bit, save some, then it makes it easier for past the guys that may have been burning them up a little bit. So that was the only strategy I had, the only chance really I had passing, with especially with no force feedback. Too sketchy to pass on the low side, so I figured I'd just save tires, and that's helped me how I was able to get through most of the guys up in the pack.
All right, man. Now let's have a little bit of a look towards next week. We are going to be going to the Talladega. What is the feeling like for you heading to the fast, high banked oval of the Talladega Super Speedway?
I really hope it doesn't come down to fuel strategy. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Is usually it's just what we got about 60 laps there, 65. It's just sitting there and being patient, not being too aggressive, and then saving some fuel behind some of the guys. I think that's ultimately because especially with this group seems to feel like knows how to keep it clean. Not all wrecks happen, especially night going 100 laps, flag to flag. You can if you just sit in the back, sit behind some guys, and just save some fuel, you can really have a chance at the end. It just like when we were at Daytona a few weeks ago, it was fuel strategy. A lot of guys ran out the end. I ran out at the end, so I hope that all of us could just make it on fuel. Really.
All right, man. Before we let you go here today, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
No, just just output guys. You guys putting on the show, and Jaren for allowing me to race with these guys. It's a lot of fun racing with the guys that give me are good competition. It's a lot of fun. Even if I finish fifth or finish 17th, I just have fun. So shout out to output. Shout out to you guys.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, man, and good luck next week at
Yeah,
Talladega, and congratulations again on winning the Hard Charger Award for this race.
thank you, Corey. I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, so that was the 27 of Jonathan Bell. We don't get to talk to him too terribly often. It's always good when we do get to have a chat. Coming up next, going to have our third place getter today. And what a hard place, third place it was. We are, of course, talking to the 90 car of Michael Sturgill. Michael, very great race from everyone here today. We're going green flag the whole way, and it was a fight every single step of the way.
Oh yeah, it was a definitely a fun race. Glad I went green the whole way, and glad I was able to make it back up to third after I blinked out there for a second. And pretty much started dead last, so I'm definitely happy with third.
Well, it was definitely an incredible fight back. We were keeping an eye on you as you're making your way back through the field. And it's like at one moment you're 14th, and then the next moment you're 11th and then 10th, and making your way through that top 10. It was an incredible fight back. Um, was it just a little bit of luck sometimes, people getting loose and you managing to find a way around them, or is it all just incredible skill and knowledge on how to drive the car?
Yeah, I think it's got to be a little bit of both, honestly. Being able to capitalize on the runs that I would get and people making mistakes, definitely helped out. There was a couple times where it got a little hairy, but I was able to get around some people, and I think I was decent at saving my tires, not burning them up too bad. So that definitely helps.
Well, it definitely looked like it helped, but let's talk about the pit strategy because with it being green the whole way around, it's all about the pit strategy. Or do you pit early and be on the fresher tires to get the undercut, or do you pit later and have fresher tires for later in the run? What was your strategy, and how do you think it played out for you?
Um, I knew we were gonna have to stop twice, and I wanted to try to get in before everyone else and try to make up time on them. So I figured we'd just kind of split it into thirds. I think I pit the first time around lap 35, and then the second right around lap 70, and seemed like it worked out all right for me.
Well, it definitely did work out for you. Let's talk about those final few laps there. You were in second, and Evan just flying his way through the field. What was it like for you knowing that Evan was coming and with such tremendous pace?
Yeah, I saw. I have a little thing pulled up that'll show me the lap differences, and I saw he was 6 tenths faster one lap and 5 tenths faster the next, and I wasn't gonna hold him up. I knew he was faster than me, so I just pulled high and let him have a shot at Christian, and hopefully one day he'll pay me back like that. So
All right, man. Now let's look forward towards next week. Going to the Talladega Super Speedway. What's the feeling like for you heading into the big drafty track?
I absolutely love plate tracks. So as long as we don't get caught up in a wreck, I think we'll do okay out there.
All right, man. Now before we let you go, I know you got some people to shout out. So who have you got to shout out this week?
Always got to shout out the Billies. I got to shout out my dad for watching. Shout out you for broadcasting, and then shout out to all the admins in the league, Brian and Jaron, all them put this on, and all the drivers. Definitely a good league to be in. Obviously, we can go 100 laps here completely green, so that was awesome.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on third, and congratulations on also just being right up there towards the top of the points. This should definitely set you up well for the rest of round number two.
For sure, for sure. Thank you.
All right, guys. So that was today's third place getter, the 90 of Michael Sturgill, and what an incredible race it was for him. But coming up next, man, we all want to talk to is today's second place getter, and he was so desperately close to getting that win, but ultimately just fell that little bit short. We were, of course, talking to the sixth car of Evan Rice. Evan, first and foremost, man, your new paint job looks absolutely fantastic.
Uh, well, I mean, I kind of just base the paints I run off of whatever I mean, you notice I normally run Ryan Newman schemes, and I just sort of pick and choose one for each race.
Well, this is definitely one of the better looking ones in my opinion. Definitely just nice and simple, and it just works.
Yeah. Red and white do go well together.
Now let's focus on the race. You were doing an incredible job being at the front of the pack the entire time. One of the first people who got around Christian at the start of the race. And, pit strategy came into it with it being a green flag race the whole way. How would you rate your race as a whole? And what are some parts of the race that really stood out to you?
Yeah, the race was a lot of fun from flag to flag. Uh, it was good to have a race go green all the way through. I kind of took the approach of long pitting instead of short pitting because I knew the way this tire model is, if you pit a few laps after someone, you're so much faster than them when you come out the pits, and so I kind of did that on both pit stops, and it worked. Both pit stops, I got back up to the lead after the first stop, and then the second stop, I got to Christian, but there wasn't enough laps.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a bit of a hard slog there to try and get past him. You were close with a couple laps left to run. Were you trying to look for just any way that you could possibly try and get underneath him for 3 and 4? Or were you trying to size up the move for 1 and 2?
Um, Honestly, the way I was passing most people was just holding it as wide open as I could in 1 and 2, running the middle up to the top, and then if that didn't work, then normally I'd get a good run off of 2, and then get down there and get in their inside, down the back stretch, and just take the inside in 3 and 4. But once I got to Christian with, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 to go, my right front was used up because I had to run the outside in 3 and 4 a couple times. And so by the time I got to him, I couldn't get the speed through 1 and 2 that I needed to get the run off of 2 to get on his bumper. So yeah.
All right, man. Now let's look forward to next week. We're going to Talladega. What's the feeling like for you going into the biggest track on the oval schedule?
Um, Honestly, it's I mean, it's just about surviving, I guess. Really. I I know the race after that, I believe, is the Roval, which I'm pretty confident I can get a decent result there. Uh, Most of the road courses so far, I've finished in the top 2 or 3. So I think as long as I do that at the Roval, then and I don't completely bomb Talladega and get wrecked out and finish outside the top 20, then I should be good to go into the round of 8.
Well, this race actually did set you up quite well. You're sitting third in the points at the moment, just 9 back from Thomas Harmon. In fact, I think you're about tied with Thomas points. You are you're actually even with Thomas. You are tied for second with Thomas and Sturgill. So you definitely set up well for the rest of this round, and looking forward towards the round of 8.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. Well, I was kind of upset about not winning at first, but uh, big picture wise, second place is pretty solid. So I'm content with tonight's race, I'd say.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to here tonight?
Uh, yeah, just shout out to all the drivers in the race for putting on a good show. We went. It was a lot of fun racing some of those guys, and thanks to you for the broadcast.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out, man. Congratulations on P2, and we look forward to seeing you again next week at Talladega.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys. So that was the six of Evan Rice, today's second place getter, and he's already gone out of here, out of the Discord. Coming up next, we got today's winner, and he has also recaptured the lead of the points by 9 points over the three-way tie for second. We are, of course, talking to the 50 car of Mr. Christian Bud. Christian, what an incredible race that was, man.
Yeah, always happy to get another W, and didn't really expect to win one of these mile and a halves, honestly. But yeah, it's good.
Now, this was a little bit strange for us because we didn't see you being absolutely dominant the entire time, falling back through the field in the first couple of stints a little bit, but eventually working your way back up to the top with pit strategy. What was it like for you trying to figure out how to play the pit strategy card throughout the race?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I probably could have tried to stay up there and lead some more laps, and I knew Jonathan was trying to lead a lap and get points, and I was kind of just going to let him go, and I didn't really want to push it because it was kind of a big picture day for me. Just get good points, and we've got Talladega next week, which is going to be a total wild card, and then I think the Roval, which should be good, but you never know. So just wanted to get points, and then honestly, it was kind of more just a situation where guys kept getting loose in front of me and having problems in front of me, and then I just wanted to back off and just kind of get out of the mess. And as far as the pit strategy went, I didn't really know how it was going to play out. I knew I wanted to long pit as much as I could because I thought once you were in the pack, the tires were going to matter quite a bit, and I think that turned out to be the right call. And then towards the end, I was riding around, I was kind of following Evan, and I was hoping maybe we could open up a bit of a gap, and that didn't really happen. But I wanted to make sure I pit a little bit before him and got the lead because I could tell you it's just going to be really almost impossible to pass on the bottom on the old tires. So I wanted to make sure I had the lead and could control the race.
Now, Evan was absolutely charging towards the end of the race, and he did eventually get to your back bumper. What was the thought process like, trying to make sure that you just kept running the right line and making sure that he couldn't get around you?
Yeah, yeah, I know there was a little bit of stuff going on with the lap car. I couldn't really tell. I thought they were racing for second, and I guess kind of makes sense. I didn't really understand that. I thought they would be trying to get to me. But once he got to me, I thought, he's got a little bit fresher tires. He should be able to get underneath, but I didn't think he'd be able to get the pass done just the way my experience was with it earlier in the race. And then, man, he just couldn't get to me at that point. And he said he burned off his right front and just kind of he kind of stalled there. So I kind of noticed that, about 3 to go, he didn't seem like he was going to be able to get a run. So then it was just, okay, don't make a mistake, just hit your marks and you'll be good.
All right, now let's look forward to next week. We are going to Talladega, as we have previously mentioned. What's the feeling like for you trying to survive the high banked ovals of Talladega?
Yeah, it's a survival race. Didn't finish Daytona. Ran out of gas at Daytona the last time, and I think I finished like ninth or something ridiculous at the last time we were at Talladega. And it's just there's a lot that's out of your control, and it depends on what line you're in. And honestly, just really the key for me is just don't have a devastating day, and I should be okay.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, we know you got people that you want to give a shout out to. So, who have you got to shout out this week?
Well, everybody at Output Racing, all the guys who were up front today, Michael Sturgill and Evan Rice, real fun to race with those guys. Um, you know, Anybody in the playoffs right now is putting up a good fight, and I I appreciate that. It's just fun to do. Everybody's trying hard, and then we had a complete caution free race today, which was a nice change of pace. Um, I remember when I first started in this league, we had like I want to say the first 4 or 5 races I ran were completely caution free, and so nice to get back to that. And of course, Autism Awareness, the sponsor today, and we'll definitely thank them. And Frank, who's always got a really nice paint scheme to promote that. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out, Christian. Congratulations on your win and being in the lead of the points by 9, which is a very handy little lead to take into Talladega.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was the 50 of Christian Bud, today's winner. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of our broadcast as well. I thank each and every single one of you for coming out. Thank you to all the drivers for putting on a green flag race. It's absolutely incredible display of driving skill. And, it just makes me wonder how we're going to be going next week when we go to Talladega, because it is a little bit of a rough and tumble kind of a track. Christian said it's a bit of a wild card track. So it's definitely going to be interesting. So, guys, until next week when we are at Talladega, I have been your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator, and I'll see you guys next week.